bought the cheapest PC on Amazon, which only costs $100, and optimized it to get 300 FPS.
Okay, so this right here is the cheapest PC I could find on Amazon. After a bunch of coupons and stuff on Amazon, this thing only came out to about $108, so definitely really cheap. And it's definitely the cheapest PC you could buy, at least for new condition, because there are a few PCs out there in like either used or like renewed condition that are like a little bit cheaper, and it is a mini PC. If you guys didn't know, Amazon literally sells a ton of mini PCs. Literally the cheapest PCs you could find on Amazon are literally just mini PCs. So I went ahead and picked up this Ace Magic Warlord Mini W1. And this company, Ace Magic, literally sells the cheapest PCs on Amazon. And we're gonna be seeing if we could turn this mini PC, which I believe runs only on AMD's Radeon graphics. Yeah, this thing just runs on AMD's Radeon graphics. So this thing doesn't even have a dedicated graphics card inside of here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to optimize this thing and turn it into a somewhat competitive gaming PC. I don't even know if that's gonna be possible since we are running with AMD's Radeon graphics, as well as a not too great CPU as well. So yeah, here is the mini PC. You guys can definitely tell this thing is super small. And then inside we also have, wow, the charging cable is actually pretty heavy. And here is the charging cable, as well as like the brackets and stuff to actually mount the mini PC if you guys wanted to. Now I did also optimize this company's cheapest laptop that they actually sell. And I actually got that laptop to double its FPS and become so much more playable. So hopefully I could do it with this PC, which is literally the cheapest PC on Amazon. I think the only hardest part about optimizing this thing is that it only runs through Radeon graphics. Usually with like an NVIDIA graphics card, it's actually really easy to optimize your PC or laptop. But here is the mini PC. It just honestly looks like a typical office mini PC. There's nothing really too special about it. But if you guys take a look at the CPU, this thing does have the AMD Ryzen 7 8745HS with 32 gigs of RAM. I'm pretty sure this thing does run with DDR4 RAM, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, not the best specs inside of a PC, but I'm literally just gonna be running a bunch of optimization tweaks onto this thing. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna be running a bunch of optimizations on here and seeing if we can even like double our FPS. But we first gotta see if this thing is even playable at all. I did buy this mini PC like 3 years ago. And at the time, this mini PC was the cheapest one you could find on Amazon. I think this thing does run through Intel graphics. So yeah, this thing was also about like $90 to $100, and it was like not playable at all, even after optimizing it. So we're gonna be seeing if the newest, cheapest PC on Amazon is first even playable. I'm gonna assume this thing only runs about like 45 to 60 FPS, but hopefully we can go ahead and optimize this thing and turn it into a gaming PC. If this thing runs at least like 100 FPS, this is honestly a pretty good success. Since this thing is so cheap, you can even turn this into a budget or even cheapest gaming PC. Okay, so now that I have the cheapest Amazon PC fully set up, if you guys take a look at the system information, you guys can see the CPU is the AMD Ryzen 7 8745HS. And then this PC also runs with the Radeon 7080M graphics. Now, before actually optimizing this PC, we're gonna take a look at the max FPS this thing can actually get first. And this thing is actually getting about 70 to 120 FPS. It's definitely really inconsistent, as you guys can see. So yeah, really inconsistent. You guys can definitely see this thing spiked all the way up to 200 FPS now. But regardless, this thing's actually running so much better than I expected. Even though the frames are definitely really inconsistent. Right now we're running about like 80 to 100 FPS. I was expecting this thing to actually run about like 60 or even like 70 FPS at max. But surprisingly, this thing could actually push above 100 FPS with Radeon graphics. So honestly, without even optimizing this thing, this PC is definitely still very good for its price. All low settings, this thing definitely averages and gets a pretty consistent, I'd say, 60 60 FPS. And then taking a look at the FPS we get in an actual game, it definitely runs still pretty good. We're averaging about like 110 to 120 FPS. But obviously the only problem, you guys can see it, this thing just gets like a decent amount of FPS drops. It does drop below like 100 FPS pretty frequently. So let's go ahead and optimize this cheap gaming PC from Amazon. And hopefully we can make this PC a lot more consistent and also push a much higher max FPS. Now to actually optimize this PC, what I have here is a Peely SSD. And once I actually plug this thing in, it basically just contains a bunch of FPS boosts, registry tweaks, all those stuff I previously used that actually helped. And it's basically just all inside of this folder. So these are all the tweaks I'm basically gonna be using for this gaming PC. You guys can see we have some CPU tweaks, we have some FPS boost applications, also the most up-to-date game user settings since Fortnite literally just had a new season. But first off, let's just go ahead and go into our Epic Games launcher. This is something I always do with brand new fresh PCs. Let's go into the options section and disable high resolution textures, which take up literally this much space, and then go ahead and check pre-downloaded stream assets, which basically pre-renders all the graphics for you. So you guys basically reduce all the FPS stutters. And then going back into the tweaks file, which also I will have this file in my Discord. So if you guys are looking to use all the optimizations I'm using today for this PC, it will also be on my Discord for you guys to download. But let's go ahead and go into our game user settings and basically go into the run by pressing Windows and R, type in %local app data %, and we're basically just gonna go ahead and replace the old game user settings with the optimized one I had on the file. Click over here and you guys will see this game user settings right here. Go ahead and just delete that. Go into the new game user settings, which is this one right here. Everything inside of this game user setting is optimized. So we have all the most optimized graphics, disabling a few things inside the game as well as a really optimized resolution that literally looks identical to native resolution, but also gives you an FPS boost. So let's go ahead and drag this down, replacing our old game user settings just like that. And then also make sure to go ahead and go into show more options, properties, and make sure it's read only so this thing doesn't change. All right, now let's go ahead and actually optimize our CPU for gaming. Since this thing does run with Radeon graphics, you guys want to make sure the CPU is really optimized. Since also Fortnite is a really highly CPU based game, you guys want to make sure the CPU is really strong. So let's go ahead and optimize the CPU for gaming, which will just go into our registry editor. Click on yes, boom, just like that. And then also go into this MSI utility tool. Make sure to run it as administrator since it won't open if you guys don't. So go ahead and open this up. And right here, I want to go ahead and go into our AMD Radeon graphics first. And in interrupt priority, you guys want to set this thing to high. And that's literally all I'm going to be doing on the MSI utility tool. Next up, to optimize the CPU even more, let's go ahead and open up quick CPU setup, which basically will also allow us to optimize and make the CPU on highest performance as well. Go ahead and just quickly download this. And yeah, you guys can also see that there are a ton of CPU optimizations for this PC. Since this thing runs on Radeon graphics, I want to make sure the CPU is really optimized. All right, boom, there we go. We have quick CPU open. It gives you literally all the information about your CPU. First off, let's just go into our power data and set the power plan to high performance, as well as the power mode to max performance overlay. You guys will also notice your CPU temperature is a little bit increased, as well as the fan noise on this PC also kind of being a lot more loud and fast. But now moving down, you guys want to set all these to 100% performance. So let's go ahead and just apply that. Boom, just like that. And you guys also will notice the fans are going a lot more faster now. And yeah, that's all we're going to be doing on quick CPU. Next up, let's just go into our AMD CPU priority. This is for your AMD CPU, which is what we basically have. Prioritizing this thing for gaming. So let's go ahead and just run this registry tweak. Boom, just like that. We have basically tweaked our CPU. Now let's go ahead and move on to the registry tweaks. These are kind of like the manual ones that you got to do on your registry editor. I have all the line of commands right here. So first, let's go ahead and just copy this one right here. And then also open up our registry editor. Let's go ahead and get into that. On the top, let's go ahead and just paste that in, click enter. If you guys don't have Windows 32 priority separation, make sure you guys go ahead and click new, click on D-word value, and literally just copy this name and paste it down. But if you guys do have it, make sure to set the value to 26 and also make sure it is on hexadecimal. Click OK. There we go. Next up is for our system responsiveness. And then once again, just paste paste this thing in, press enter. I don't have the system responsive D word, so we can go ahead and also just add that in. Then once I have that, go ahead and set the value on 10, making sure it is on hexadecimal once again, click OK. Okay, and that's basically all I'm just gonna be doing for the registry tweaks. You guys can also see 2 more line of commands you guys could be using as well. But basically what I wanna move on into is going into exit lag, which is a really helpful application. Basically, it's really helpful since it also optimizes your ping as well as boosts your FPS. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 application in here. And this application is usually paid, but I'm gonna be choosing 3 random people in the comment section to get exit lag for free for an entire year. So make sure you guys comment, make sure you guys are subscribed. But the FPS boost section is free, I'm pretty sure. So it really doesn't matter. It's mostly just for like your network and stuff. But on the left side, you guys can see FPS boost. Yeah, there's decent amount of FPS boost optimizations right here. First off, let's just go ahead and set the system performance enhancements to high performance. Click on yes, and that's literally it. It just sets all the highest performance optimizations for you. You guys can see it has maximum performance for games, keeping all your cores active for the CPU, turning off network power saving, all these things for your PC that boost your FPS, just like that, set and enabled. And then if you guys also want to boost your network settings, obviously you guys can just add Fortnite in here and optimize your ping for literally 0 ping. This thing helps a ton. And then literally the last thing and my favorite is the Chris Titus tool. You guys can already see the Chris Titus tool application command right here. Go ahead and just copy that. It literally just runs through PowerShell, which is really helpful. So run PowerShell as an administrator. And all you gotta do is just paste in that line of command, press enter. And you don't need to download anything. So this is really good for like brand new PCs and stuff, since it literally has all the optimizations and registry tweaks you wanna use. And it's super simple. Just go into the tweak section. And all I basically do is click on the standard recommendation selections. It just checks all the essential tweaks you wanna use if you guys basically have never optimized a PC before. You guys can see all these tweaks right here. Most of them are coming from your Windows settings as well. So it's really good since you guys basically don't need to do it manually for this PC, which I'm not doing. And once you have that, you basically just click on run tweaks, and that's literally it. It just ran all the essential tweaks while also making a restore point for you guys. Super helpful. But let's go ahead and just restart this PC now. We literally just dumped a ton of tweaks onto this PC, which definitely should boost our FPS by now. Also, you guys can see on the Chris Titus tool, it just runs all the tweaks in the background just like that. So now that this Amazon PC is fully optimized, if we take a look at the max FPS the PC could get now, this thing is actually so good. We're pushing around 260 FPS right now. This thing is like so much more consistent as well. You guys can see this thing doesn't even drop like below 200 FPS too much. Now, after optimizing this PC, the fans on this PC is actually getting really loud. That's honestly the only downside with optimizing this PC, but regardless, even as I'm building right now, we're still running about like 190 FPS. We're literally getting like no frame drops at all. Oh my. This thing is actually so much more playable right now. This is actually just ridiculous. And optimizing the PC literally only took around like 20 minutes. So I almost doubled the FPS from this $100 PC in only 20 minutes. That is just ridiculous. And you guys can even see we're pushing close to 300 FPS right now. Oh my. And literally just to show you guys that I'm still on the mini PC, if we go into the system information, you guys can see we still are on the Radeon graphics with the AMD Ryzen 7 8745HS. And you guys can see we're literally pushing close to 330 FPS right now. This is just actually crazy. PC runs at a pretty consistent 180 FPS in creative, which is definitely really good compared to what we previously got. I think previously this PC was running like a pretty consistent 80 to 90 FPS. So the FPS definitely doubled on this PC, but we gotta go ahead and check in an actual game to see if it's a lot more playable. Because in an actual game previously, I'm pretty sure we were getting frame drops and we were only running like a pretty consistent 60 FPS or so. Now, if you guys take a look at the max FPS we can still get in an actual game. Now, in an actual game, the FPS definitely didn't increase as much as we got in creative. You guys can see the frame drops are still kind of there, but we did get like a little bit more max FPS. We're pushing about like 160-ish FPS right now. So yeah, the FPS definitely increased the most in creative, but we did get about like a 50 FPS increase for an actual game, but there's still definitely frame drops, so that's definitely the worst part about it, but we definitely did increase the FPS. We're still running about like 160 FPS right now, so should be no problem. I see a guy, hold up. 200. Okay, we didn't really get too much frame drops in that fight. I think we got like a little bit of a frame drop though. I definitely felt that, but on average, we're still running about like 140, 160 FPS. There's no way this guy's adding me. There's no way. There's no way. Shoot again. Shoot again. 27. Crack. $200. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, there's literally like 2 people in this building with me, and with that, the FPS are definitely dropping a little bit more since there's more people in the building. Oh my. Relax. We're running about like 120 FPS, so it's not really too much of an FPS decrease. There's no way this guy. What the? There's no way this guy's real. There's no way these guys are real. Get me out. Oh my, I just completely missed. 60. Oh my, okay, we're getting frame drops there. Someone shooting me from the back. 200, perfect. You guys probably already saw that. It got like a little bit of a frame drop just now. I think it dropped to like 110 FPS, something like that. There's someone right here. Oh my, I can't catch a break. I can't catch a break. Drop down. Cracked. Okay, right now we're actually running about like 100. Oh my, please don't shoot me. Okay, we're running about like 140 FPS still. The fans are definitely a lot louder on this mini PC now, so you guys can definitely tell that we're actually pushing the performance to its max on this PC now. I think the most FPS I've seen we got in an actual game is about like 180. So PC is still performing really, really good. Definitely better than what we previously got without even optimizing it. I missed. Oh my. Right here. That guy's coming back. That guy's coming back. 87. Shoot me. There's no way this guy is real. There's no way I'm real. There we go. Please chill out. It's not mine. You're not taking that. Full box. Crack. 200. There's another guy. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Take this. Okay, that's mine. Cracked. $200. Okay, yeah, we're not really getting any like big frame drops when you actually fight someone, so huge improvements from what we previously got, where we're not even fighting anyone, but we're still getting frame drops. Still running at about like 144 FPS. That's kind of like the sweet spot. Definitely really consistent at 144 FPS, so still very, very solid. He's in there. Whoa, what the fuck? Bro, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Why is that guy there? Bro, what is going on? Bro, I did not know Fortnite was a horror game. I did not know Fortnite was a freaking horror game. Where did that guy freaking come from? There's no way. You're not taking that. What the? Oh my. I have no builds. Okay, I still win that. Okay, regardless, we're still running really, really good. So there's only 4 people left and we're running about like 160 FPS. I gotta try to survive now. That's it, bro. I'm kind of right here. Crack. Heal, heal. Heal, keep healing. Keep healing. 46. Bro. Let's go, bro. GG's. I almost had that. GG's.